Hi, Surya. Thanks for sending us in your question to SnapMath. I think I figured it out here because it came in. You can probably look on the video here, but the picture you sent came in backwards. But I think I got it here. Um, so here's the problem. Basically, what we're going to do, it's a parabola because it's an x squared, and I'm going to solve for y here. So I'm going to move the x squared, the 4x, and the negative 4 to the right side. So we'll get 8y equals negative x squared minus 4x and then plus 4. Okay, so at this point we just got to solve for y, so we divide everything by 8. Okay, and then we'll get y equals negative 1/8 x squared, negative 1/2 x, and then plus 1/2. Okay, so this is a parabola because we have an x squared function here. So what we want to do is find the vertex. So it's going to be the equation for the vertex of a parabola is negative b over 2a. So here's a, which is negative 1/8, b is negative 1/2, and then c is positive 1/2. So we're going to go negative, and b is negative 1/2, so I just plug that into the formula. All over 2 times a, which is negative 1/8. Okay, so we'll basically get 1/2, the negatives cancel, and you get 2 times negative 1/8 is negative 1/4. Okay, so we flip and multiply, so 1/2 times negative 4 over 1, so we get negative 2 for the x value of the vertex. Okay, so to find the y value of the vertex, we have to plug in that negative 2 back into the function. So I'm going to do that right now. You get negative 1/8. Negative 2 squared minus 1/2 negative 2 plus 1/2. Okay, so that's going to equal, this ends up being 4 times negative 1/8 is negative 1/2. And then we get, these cancel out, you get plus 1 and then plus 1/2. Okay, so then that ends up being, and then the halves cancel, you get 1. Okay, so then our vertex of the parabola is negative 2, 1. Okay, so I'm going to make a rough sketch of this guy. We'll go up to our graph here, and we'll put it right here. Okay, we'll go back. Alright, so our vertex is negative 2, 1, so we go left 2, up 1, which is right there. And then what you want to do now is make an XY chart. And kind of plug in points around negative 2. So I'm just going to plug in 2 points. So we'll plug in negative 3, and then negative 2 will be in the middle, and we know we're going to get a 1 when we plug that in, and then negative 1. Okay, and then what the heck, we'll do 0 to get the y-intercept. So you plug in negative 3 into the original function, you will get, let's see here, I'm going to rewrite negative 1/8 x squared. So if we plug in negative 3, you'll get negative 3 squared here, and then negative 1/2 negative 3 plus 1/2. Okay, so we basically, we have negative 9/8 plus 3/2 plus 1/2. Okay, so then this is the least common denominator is 8, so negative 9/8 plus 4 times 3 is 12 over 8 plus 4 times 2 is 8. Or no, sorry, times 4, so we have 4/8 here. Okay, so we have 3 plus 4 is 7/8. Okay, so this is going to be 7/8. And then here, plug in negative 1, it's going to be a mirror image, so this is also going to be 7/8. And then if you plug in 0, you will get 1/2. Okay, so those are our points. Negative 3, 7/8, which is about right there. Negative 1, 7/8, which is right there. 0.5 is about right there. Okay, so we know it's opening downward because we have here a negative number in front of the x squared, so we know it's going to open downward. Okay, and then if you wanted to solve for the x-intercepts, we'd have to do quadratic formula here. So you'd make this guy equal to 0. So we can go ahead and do that just so, because it seems like the directions are kind of vague, so we'll go ahead and find that. So negative 1/8 x squared, negative 1/2 x plus a half. You set it equal to 0 because you want y equal to 0 whenever you solve for the x-intercepts. So I'm going to times everything by negative 8. So this will be x squared. And we're doing that just to get rid of the fractions so that we don't have to deal with fractions anymore. It's negative 4. Okay, so we are going to this is not going to factor, so we're going to do quadratic formula. So we're going to have negative 4 plus or minus, this will be b squared minus 4ac. And that's all over 2 times 1, which is 2. Okay, so we'll get 16 plus 32, so we get negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 32, which is 4 root 2, all over 2. Take out a 2 out of everything, we'll get negative 2 plus or minus root 2. Okay, so graphing those two x-intercepts on the graph, negative 2 minus root 2 is about negative 3.4, so that'll be about right here. And negative 2 plus, oh, I'm sorry, there's a 2 right here. So plus 2 root 2. Okay, so we'll just estimate that it's actually not going to be there. It's probably more like over here, and then this guy will be around here. So we can graph our parabola here. There it goes. Alright. Our axis of symmetry, if they wanted that, is just this line right here, which would be x equals negative 2. It's always the x value of the vertex. Okay, and then the maximum value, if they ask for that, would be the y value of the vertex, which in our case would just be 1. Okay, so it's right there. Alright. Thanks for your question, Surya. I hope this helped. Please feel free to send us your math questions in the future.